This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work, and I want to respond today to the imposition of tariffs on steel imports from Argentina and Brazil. President Trump announced them, and they appear to be efforts by Mr. Trump to punish those two countries for the fact that they have been selling soybeans, pork, and other agricultural products to the Chinese, who haven't been buying them from the United States because of retaliation by the Chinese against the tariffs Mr. Trump has been imposing on goods coming into the United States from China. You know, the China-US tit-for-tat trade war of tariffs. I am interested in responding not to the details of the tit-for-tat, those are well known. I'm interested in answering this question. Why is a Republican president eager to do what the Republican Party has promised it would do for decades? Why would such a president, given that the party has always favored lower taxes and less government intrusion into private capitalism, why would the president of that party be doing the opposite? These latest tariffs on Argentina and Brazil, coming as they do after a year and a half of tariffs on many countries, and especially on China, following likewise the intrusion of the Trump government into our economy by going after Huawei Corporation, other Chinese corporations, systematically discriminating and hampering them. These are all intrusions into the economy. Let's remember, a tariff is a kind of tax. When Mr. Trump applies tariffs to a country's imports, that is, the exports of the country imported into the United States, that's imposing a tax, what the Republicans say they don't favor. Well, here's the explanation that's worth some of your thoughts. A capitalism that is on the ascendant, that is robust, that is productive, that is profitable, wants to eliminate the danger of competition from the government, doesn't need the government's support all that much, and would like to be able to make private profit out of as much of what human beings buy and sell as possible. So they want to limit the government. But we don't have an ascending private capitalism in the United States anymore. We have a declining capitalism. And as that capitalism encounters more and more troubles, and as it encounters other much more robust capitalisms in the other parts of the world, particularly in Latin America, Brazil, in India, and above all in China, it's time to throw out the old religion and bring in the new one. Gone is the Republican Party's opposition to taxes. If the taxes are called tariffs, and if they're applied against foreigners, which is what tariffs do, well, then they're ducky fine. They help to protect a capitalism in trouble. If the president intervenes and badmouths companies from other countries on the obviously trumped-up charges that they threaten national security, an argument used, by the way, to block imports of automobiles from our European allies, well, then it's obvious that the old religion of the government not intruding on the economy is out the window, and the new Republican orthodoxy is tax 'em to protect capitalism, whack foreign countries, corporations, pick losers and winners in your country to control the situation because you're in decline. Governments are called in to save capitalism, or they're called in to go beyond capitalism. We call the effort to save capitalism by bringing the government in fascism. And we call the effort to go beyond capitalism by bringing the government in socialism, don't we? Mr. Trump's imposition of tariffs is a sign, above all, of the decline and the growing difficulties of a capitalism trying to solve its own problems by demonizing others, immigrants, the poorest of the poor, and competing capitalisms by imposing tariffs. Make no mistake, that's the point, the purpose, and the meaning of Mr. Trump's latest barrage of tariffs imposed on Brazil and Argentina.